Hello there. Today we'll be talking about financial wisdom. I tagged it Financial Wisdom 101, 10 tips to learn by heart. Welcome to Straight Talk with Dr. Yide, where I talk about wealth creation and financial discipline. I am Dr. Yide. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I know you're missing out. Why don't you subscribe right now and hit that notification bell so you get notifications every time I post new videos. Now straight to the chase. Tip number 1, learn to create and live by a budget. Live by this budget daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and even yearly. Live by a budget. Do not spend without taking account for what you just spent money on. If you don't live this way, you are just being financially unwise. You want to look at the lives of the rich and you want to observe them. When I mean rich, I mean people who got wealth from legitimate means. They don't spend money just anyhow. There's a budget. They are extremely frugal. There is a planning. You need to plan your life. That is the essence of a budget. You need to take hold of your finances. And budgeting, very first step in doing that. Now, tip number 2, ensure that your inflows outmatch your expenses. Always spend within your means. Be sincere with yourself. When you have an accurate budget, you know what you can really afford. You know your financial capacity. It's just like saying it's your financial thermometer. It makes you actually calculate or know what you can buy and what you can't buy. It keeps you within the confines of safety. Always learn that. Spend less than you make so that you always have more than enough to save and invest eventually. Tip number 3, avoid impulsive spending. Now, this is when you just spend as the urge comes. When that urge just comes, there's a new perfume in town. You want to be the first person to buy it. Yes, there's a new iPhone in town. You want to be the first person to buy it. Not sitting down to calculate or even think. Buying this thing, what does that actually fetch you? It's just joy. Whatever joy it fetches is temporary, I can assure you. You need to learn to put a knife to that impulsive spending nature. Kill the nature. It's going to run you financially bankrupt. Tip number 4, learn to question every expenditure. How necessary or important is this expense I'm supposed to indulge in right now? If I don't buy this thing, will somebody die? Will it affect my family? Will it affect me? If the answer is no, don't buy it. Only spend within your means. You need to be sincere with yourself. That is financial wisdom. Tip number 5, don't spend money you don't have yet. Now, you're expecting money to come in, you're expecting a client to pay for something, and you're already making a purchase, banking on that which has not reached your hands. That, my brother, my sister, is not wise. Always spend money that you already have, money that you've planned, that you budgeted for, not money that you're expecting to come. People might disappoint, and that money you're expecting might not come as it went due, making you seem like a liar and somebody who lacks integrity, if you know what I mean. So learn not to spend money you don't have in your possession yet. Tip number 6, know your true responsibilities. Know those family members that are truly your responsibilities. Are they your parents? Are they your siblings? Your wife, your children? Stop carrying loads you do not need or are not your responsibilities. Actually draw out a sheet of paper. Draw it out, yeah. Find out, all these people I'm giving money that keep asking me for money every month, am I really responsible for them? No sentiment involved, because you need to grow. If you don't grow financially, you can't really help those people. So strictly spend money on those people who are strictly or exactly your responsibilities. Know your responsibilities. Leading me to tip number 7, avoid things and people that make you spend money unnecessarily. Now, there are things that you see that whenever you see them, you just want to buy. If you notice that you have a weakness towards cars, when you see a new car, run away. Simple as that. When you see perfume, oh, I can't do it. I can't help myself, run away. You need to spend money intelligibly. Avoid those people, friends that whenever they are around you, you just feel like, oh, no, I must spend. No, drinks for everybody, everybody. You want to show Mr. Big Man at the detriment of your finances. That is not wise. You need to learn to avoid people and things that make you spend money unnecessarily. They might call you stingy. Calling names doesn't change your finances, you know. Tip number 8, learn the concept of saving and investment. I keep saying it over and over again. You need to learn to save, and not just save, invest. Whatever you've saved, invest from it. So you don't need to borrow money to invest. Imagine you've been saving faithfully for like a year or two, and an opportunity comes to you now. That opportunity, you've examined this opportunity. It's a legitimate investment. You can put your money into it. You don't need to borrow money from anybody, right? Because you've been saving. You don't save to buy a car. After buying that car, you're back to square one in your finances. You buy a car from the proceeds of your investment. That is the way to think. You don't just spend money. Imagine gathering money for 2 years. Yes, you've saved 5 million, 2 years. Your hard-earned savings. And you're going to plunge that all away to buy a liability. A car is a liability. Understand it. It could be a necessary liability, yes. But ensure that you have enough assets. Assets are things that put money in your pocket. You have enough assets to fund that liability you are acquiring. You need to be smart. Step number 9. Label your money using percentages. Now, what do I mean by labeling your money? I've spoken about percentages before. Now, when you use 20% for savings, 20% for feeding, 20% for buying clothes, taking your family out, 20% for funds and miscellaneous spending, you are labeling your money. It's just like the concept of a fruit. You eat the fruit. It's only a glutton that eats the fruit and the seed. The fruit is meant for your satisfaction, right? And the seeds are meant to generate more of that. Now, imagine you have just one seed. You plant that seed on the ground, and in a few months or years, you have a tree who has a lot of fruits with a lot of seeds in it. That's the way your finances are. You don't spend all your salary on feeding. That's why you need a budget. You need to allot a portion that replicates your money. Now, if you've saved 20% of your salary for the past 6 months, you just have 120% of your salary. It's a no-brainer. It appears difficult, but believe me, if you can stick to this concept of saving and investment, you will be the better for it. Yes, money grows on trees. Yes, they grow on trees. These are what we call money trees. Leading me to tip number 10. Learn to enjoy delayed gratification. Now, what is delayed gratification in a nutshell? Delayed gratification is you not buying something now because it will affect your finances, but you're patiently waiting for that time where you have built more wealth and the purchase of that commodity would not affect your finances. Now, let me give you an example now. You delay the purchase of a new car. Your current car is disturbing you, smoking everywhere, announcing your arrival in the neighborhood. People are telling you, buy a new car. You look at your finances. You desire a luxurious car, but can you afford it? You have about 10 million in your account, and that car is about 7.5 million. It would be very stupid of you to buy a car. Yes. Delayed gratification tells you, why don't you invest your money, allow it grow? Imagine you have about 25 million. Purchasing a car of 7.5 million isn't a problem anymore. Do you get my point? So delayed gratification is a very necessary ingredient in building wealth. If you just found this video interesting, I would have you like, share, post your comments, and don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till we meet again, same time, same place next week. Don't forget, health is wealth.